Listen up.
So you may have heard by now that Ohio Republican Senator Bernie Moreno recently introduced a new bill titled the Exclusive Citizenship Act of 2025. Now, the bill speaks for itself, right? It would essentially ban all Americans from having dual citizenship, an idea that, according to Moreno, is important because Americans should only be loyal to the United States. That's what he says. Now, if this bill were to pass, it means that within a year, people like myself who are dual citizens would have to choose between our foreign citizenship or our American citizenship. And
Okay, so before we go any further, it's interesting because we do have a lot of people who are going to be dual citizens, meaning to, from what I understand, you pay taxes in both places. So it's not like folks are like, I think the citizenship for this person was in Spain. I want to say it was Spain and America. So that means that technically paying Spain taxes, you paying America taxes. And so with this new legislation, it's like you go and pay tax in one spot. You're going to basically pledge your loyalty to one place, not both. So we'll keep going with the conversation going.
And failure to do so would automatically relinquish our American citizenship. Now, there's a host of legal and logistical questions involved here. But for one, it's important to remember that under current American law, Americans are entitled to having dual citizenship, and this has been consistently upheld by the Supreme Court. But what this truly means is that people like First Lady Melania Trump, who is an American citizen and a citizen of Slovenia, it means that her, alongside the estimated 40 million Americans who would currently qualify as dual citizens, we would be forced to make tough decisions, right?
Drop some drip in the comments. Are any of y'all dual citizens? And if so, if this were to happen, you picking your American citizenship or you picking where your other citizenship is? Let us know.
Tough decisions about our heritage and our identity and our ability to hold multiple identities at once. But these tough decisions, that does not amount to a test on our allegiance to the United States, right? It's just a way to feed into this very dangerous type of American nationalism with these arbitrary and fabricated loyalty tests that don't truly serve the public interest, that don't truly serve the safety of the United States.
Do y'all think that this is a loyalty test? That's a very good question. Do y'all think this is a loyalty test, or do you think it's a way to hone in on what an American is? Once again, let's think back to what President Trump ran on. He ran on make America great again. So if that's the case, and you're like, you know what? If you really mess with America like that, you'll mess with them. Is it a loyalty test, or is that upholding what he kind of ran on? I'll be curious to know what y'all's thoughts are on that. We got some comments going on. Shout out to everybody who's joining in on the chat. So we're gonna finish this out, and then we'll see what y'all got to say on it.
Remember, this is a time when the president of the United States is trying to make it easier for millionaires to enter the country through his gold card visa program. At the same time, it's important to remember what we've always known, that the cultural diversity of this country, our ability to be many things at once, that is a fundamental American principle.
Drop some drip in the comments. Do y'all think that this is fundamental? Is it fundamental to rights? Is it fundamental to what it means to be an American? Or do you think this is a plus? It's a perk? Like, I guess my question would be, if I were, let's say, a citizen of another country, would we have the same criticisms of that country? I don't know if other countries kind of do that. I know it's a lot harder to get citizenship, especially in like we talked about like Sweden and Norway and Denmark and some other places. It's not like you just say I'm about to be a citizen. It's like you have a legit like purpose and sponsorship and all this other stuff that it takes to even have a chance.
There's some key things. Like it's not like, you know, the US is the only country that potentially to not allow dual citizenship. But let's get into some speculation on notable people who've relinquished or renounced their U.S. citizenship.
Tina Turner.
So, yep, Tina Turner's gonna be top of mind. She gave up her U.S. citizenship after a long-term residence in Switzerland and became a Swiss citizen. Eduardo Saverin, So that's Facebook co-founder. So he renounced his citizenship and became a citizen of Singapore. So it's widely reported as a tax and domicile-driven move for him. Jet Li relinquished his U.S. citizenship when he became a Singaporean citizen. Singapore doesn't allow dual citizenship, so that's one of the main reasons there. And what's up, Joe? I didn't get a chance to say what's up.
It's George Clooney. That's what it was. So George Clooney was the newest to relinquish his citizenship and to become a French citizen. He had some social media posts where he was talking about, that's what I was trying to think of, which I'm actually really surprised because he was on his Leonardo DiCaprio for a minute. Wasn't he dating like super young chicks for a long time? Wasn't George Clooney on that too? But
no, I think he got married because he got married and had twins. But
his wife is like 47 is what it says. So his wife is 47. He and his wife are now French citizens. So they're an example, which I don't think George Clooney is French, is he?
No, I believe his wife is.
Oh, okay. Then that makes sense. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, so drop some in the comments. Do y'all think that no love lost, like whatever, or do you feel like this is an attack on people to basically be like, I am America and for America, really binding that by like you can't do both. For me, I don't understand why, like kind of like what Joe said, I don't know the legalities of it, but I don't understand why we would care that someone's dual citizen as long as they pay in the taxes. I don't know why. I don't care if you pay your taxes. Now, if you don't pay them taxes, absolutely, quickly, swiftly take that. But when you pay your taxes, you're taking care of your business. I don't know. I don't really. For me, it's a no-brainer.
I mean, it depends, right? So some people do it for tax purposes. Other people do it because, like for instance, historically, you got Josephine Baker, you got W.E.B. Du Bois, who he's a scholar from the civil rights. He became a citizen in Ghana, later in life. So he just didn't renew his passport. So that's how he did his. You could do it the ghetto way, or you could do it the other way. But people do it for different reasons. That's one of the perks of being in a space where things are global, and when tensions rise or your beliefs kind of differ from where you're at. I mean, people have immigrated to the U.S. People have immigrated away from the U.S. To other countries. I understand from all the different angles.